In the shadow of the mighty Mount Fuji lies Fuji Speedway. For 60 years, endurance racing has come here to Japan, and it is the venue for round 7 of the FIA World Endurance Championship. In their tens of thousands, the enthusiastic and knowledgeable Japanese fans have flocked to meet their heroes and to see this platinum era of endurance racing at first hand. It's not just the local drivers, plenty of foreigners have enthusiastic followings here in Japan, thanks to their early racing careers. And of course, the likes of Valentino Rossi, for so many years, a champion on Japanese machinery, always a big draw.
We are under 2 minutes to close pit exit. We are under 2 minutes to close pit exit.
The fans in the grandstand are hoping to see something very special. And if the rest of the season is anything to go by, they will not be disappointed. Pole position in LMGT3 for the first time goes to a Ferrari, the AF Corsa car of François Hériot. And there's another new name on pole in Hypercar. The first pole position for Cadillac, courtesy of shattering speed from Alex Lynn in what was a very tight qualifying session.
ご起立、ご脱帽のご協力をお願いいたします。
君が夜は苔の薄まで国歌独唱和州皆さんありがとうございました。
To add a touch of theatre, the Japanese Defence Force delivering their national colours.
See you there.
We are racing in Fuji. The blue-nosed Cadillac of Earl Bamber streams down into the first corner, but on the outside, the two Toyotas getting away slowly. Sebastian Buemi, second in qualifying, won't be second out of turn one. He's down to third behind the BMW of Marco Wittmann, and under pressure from the red and white Porsche of Lawrence Van Tor. Lots of door-handle to door-handle racing. Buemi in third, fifth place Mike Conway. And in sixth position, the first are the red Ferraris. Conway looking around the outside of the Porsche, but that's not going to work here. He's shown the grass. Laurens Vanthoor hangs on to fourth place. Drifts out a little wide, on board with Conway. Doesn't get through there either. Conway is struggling, maybe not heating up the tyres quite as quickly in the formation lap as their rivals. But Toyota know this track so well, and again, Conway attacks the Porsche. Ferrari and Alpine right behind. The Alpine getting shoved out wide at the hairpin. The Alpine showing great pace in qualifying, and a second BMW over the curbs, trying to come inside the red and yellow Ferrari. It's absolute mayhem in there, but they're all safely through almost the entire first lap. 18 hypercars wrestling for position. Out wide again on the curbs, René Rast in the BMW bumping off the Porsche, right behind the yellow Ferrari of Robert Kubica and a Peugeot and both Hertz Team Jota cars. This is the squabble for 10th. Down the straight they come. This is 1.5 kilometres of straight line, nearly a mile at high speed. And Earl Bamber already pulling away from the BMW of Marco Wittmann, Sebastian Buemi in third. And in LMGT3, Tom van Rompuy has the lead. Kubica attacking, oh, and he's locked up. This could be trouble. It is contact with the Porsche, and that's not the only one. Half a dozen cars, maybe 8 of the hypercars off wide there. Both Alpines, both Jotas, 51 Ferrari. And again from above, Kubica smokes the tyres, comes in and clatters off 3 or 4 cars. The rest go off in avoidance. Fred Makoviki's Porsche in front gets hit. He hits the Ferrari, spins an Alpine, and then, straight into the Ferrari. Yeah, that is carnage. And the number 5 Porsche has lost its tail section. Alpine are in distress. Safety car is out. Well, there's debris to be collected, and that is the tail of the number 5 Porsche. Fred Makovici in the pit lane. How much more damage has been done than just body parts? They're checking transmission, cooling.
It was again, I think, Kubica and the other Porsche Ferrari just outbraked and had to turn 1.
Yeah, it was all on TV. It was all on TV.
It all happened right beside René Rast. In is the pole man. This is Francois Heriot, the LMGT3 pole-sitting Ferrari. They're examining the right rear. He's complaining of braking problems. Now, did he have contact as well on lap 1? Into the pits, Robert Kubica. Right in front of him, the 51 Ferrari that he hit in the centre. And that has damage on the nose and the tail, as well as the side panel. This is not looking promising for Ferrari at all. Back to green, Jean-Eric Vergne in the second. Peugeot, they're 7th and 8th, having come from 18th and 14th on the grid. That's what happens because they missed the carnage. Meanwhile, Laurens Vanthoor in the red and white Porsche, sizing up Sebastian Buemi for third. Looking to go around the outside as the Cadillac and the BMW go 1-2 into turn 1. But if Vanthoor gets this wrong, Mike Conway's Toyota's right behind. He gets it right though, down the hill through turn 2. He's already ahead of Sebastian Buemi. Buemi has to yield before they get into corner 3. Now here are the cars that have just stopped behind the safety car. They've had to pit again. So there's the number 5 Porsche, the 83 Ferrari and the 51, and a couple of GT3 cars as well. Top 3 in LMGT3, the battle for second between the 2 McLarens. Josh Cagle inside his teammate James Cottingham. Cottingham stays second behind the yellow Corvette of Tom van Rompuy. But Josh Cagle, after a great qualifying, has dropped right to the tail of the field. The gold Jota Porsche, Will Stevens in 13th. René Rast, the red, white and blue BMW coming alongside him. Got a great run out to the final corner. And this mile-long straight allows him to just breeze by. Ferdi Habsburg's Alpine shadowing this action. And all these teams trying to recover from losing ground here on lap 2 of the race. This was a little earlier. Look at this, Phil Hansen in the 38 Jota car dive-bombing René Rast at the turn 10 hairpin and just avoiding the tail of the Alpine in front. LMGT3 leader in the Corvette Tom van Rompuy, ahead of James Cottingham's orange and black McLaren, and Sarah Bovey in the pink Iron Dames Lamborghini, and local hero Hiroshi Koizumi down the inside of Ryan Hardwick's pale blue Mustang. He moves up a spot, that's him in 6th position now. A 30-second stop-and-go penalty for Robert Kubica in the 83 AF Corsa Ferrari. Our winners in Texas 2 weeks ago. From hero to zero, one tiny miscalculation on braking, and all hell broke loose at the first corner. Kubica comes back out, and he will be a lap down. Little chance of them recovering from that. But for Lamborghini, things are looking very good. In the points, battling here with the Alpine. Car qualified in 9th, the Lamborghini's first appearance in Hyperpole. And Eduardo Mortara and Mick Schumacher going door handle to door handle. Schumacher recovering well from getting pushed out wide in that big crash on lap 2. There's the Iron Dames garage. James Cottingham in 2nd in the McLaren, being chased by the Iron Dames Lamborghini of Sarah Bovey.
Gap behind 5 seconds, and your driving looks very good in the last sector, so let's keep it up.
Yeah, I can see I'm faster to choose the straight line, but they will start struggling with the tire.
Battle for 5th in LMGT3. Watch the Corvette with the black nose. Hiroshi Koizumi around the outside of the BMW of Ahmed Al-Hati. Can't quite get through. Francesco Castellacci right there in the 54 Ferrari. The team that won here last year, but in GTE AM rather than the LMGT3 cars. Leaders are coming up behind them, and that might give an opportunity for a bit of a shake-up in LMGT3. Battle for 10th place. Mick Schumacher with the slipstream, and now alongside Eduardo Mortara's Lamborghini. Lamborghini getting stronger and stronger all season long. It is a single car entry. The two Alpines, since the disappointment of Le Mans, have become really aggressive racers. Schumacher running out wide there and losing a little bit of ground to Mortara, but they're sweeping through GT3 traffic. Hiroshi Koizumi down the inside of Ahmed Al-Hati this time, and that one works. He moves up to 5th. In traffic is the Lamborghini and Alpine battle. Peugeot just in front of them in 9th. And Schumacher got the drop there. Eduardo Mortara's green car was held up by the GTs, and tucking right in behind 38 Hertz Team Jota, the gold car of Phil Hansen. But Mortara now picking up the tow, pulls out alongside Schumacher. He's going to try and go wide around the outside with the grippy part of the track. LMGT3 Championship leading Porsches. The white car Manthey Pure Racing in 12th. Their closest and only realistic rivals, Manthey EMA, we ride on board in 13th. They had a shocking time in qualifying, and their race is not looking good right now. Replay from Jean-Eric Vergne's viewpoint as Mick Schumacher has just squeezed by him on the straight and determined not to let him come back in their battle for 9th. Family watching from the garage delightedly as the Alpine moves up. There he is, ahead of the Peugeot. Down into the first corner, Will Stevens underneath Phil Hansen, his Hertz Team Jota teammate, moves by for 11th. And the number 12 car looking to win the World Cup for privateer entries. They could tie it up here if they are the top privateer car. LMGT3 battle for 2nd place has been decided in favour of Sarah Bovey. She sneaked in front of the McLaren of James Cottingham. Where was it? Of course it was. Down the end of the straight into turn 1. She finally got the slipstream she needed, fired it down the inside. That's an absolute classic Fuji pass. Battle for 8th place here, the green and white Porsche, the top privateer car, Neil Jarni, and inside him Mick Schumacher. Schumacher started 15th out of 18 hypercars and got bundled off in that big crash at the first corner. So this is remarkable stuff from the Alpine team. Absolutely rejuvenated, no tyre advantage, they're all on fresh tyres at the start, but Schumacher having an outstanding stint in this car. And behind you can see the Peugeot of Jean-Eric Vergne under pressure as well down into turn 1 as Schumacher completes the pass. The Hertz Team Jota pair battling for that privateer triumph. There's Will Stevens, goes around the outside of the Peugeot. Neil Jarni trying to get back at Schumacher but can't. Stevens on the inside, Phil Hansen there. Jev trying to hang on the outside, but he loses traction. And both Hertz Team Jota cars side by side going by, catching Alex Malikin in the Pure Racing Porsche. And Will Stevens locks up as he dives past. This is where it all went wrong for Jev. Bounced out onto the dirt, losing traction, and the formation flying Porsches whoosh past. Going back into the garage, the 82 Corvette. This is disaster for Hiroshi Koizumi, the local hero. Team reporting a starter motor problem. Cleaning the rear view camera on the back of the Iron Dames Lamborghini as the first round of pit stops is underway, and the other Lamborghini is in as well, having a really strong run. Trouble for the number 20 BMW as number 15 pits. Trying to fit a new nose section. Cadillac in for service, the race leader. And more trouble for the number 20 BMW. This might not be a quick fix.
At some point I had some parts on my car which ripped off my front flicks on the front, which then obviously meant that I had no pace during the whole stint. I was really struggling for grip, and then we actually had to pit to change the front nose, but this took longer than expected. We lost 2 laps, and now unfortunately we are at the end of the grid.
In from the lead, the number 6 Porsche, Lawrence Vantor stays in. The Cadillac changed drivers, Earl Bamber to Alex Lynn. And that was a slightly longer stop. This will be a race on pit road. Number 20 BMW ready to go back into action. And there is the Porsche back out in front of the Cadillac. So there was a change after that first round of pit stops. Number 6 Porsche led for 4 of 6 hours here last year. Now they're in front. Maybe they might win this one.
So far so good, as we're leading, so that's very positive. Lawrence doing a great job in the car, and also the crew did really well at the pit stop, so we were able to jump both cars, and we're in the lead now, so hopefully we can stay there till the end of the race. That's the aim. But yeah, car looks good, conditions are good, but you never know.
Virtual safety car deployed. VSC.
Virtual safety car, pit lane stays open, so if you're in the right position, you might get a chance to do a quick pit stop, while everybody else is doing 80 kilometers an hour, lose much less time to your rivals. In comes Manthey EMA, second in LMGT3. The points leaders already in the pit lane. Manthey Pure Racing, but neither of them in the points at the moment. And that means that the title race could well still go to Bahrain, the season finale. Both Toyotas in as well, in the top 5.
You know you just put me out behind the Peugeot or the Lamborghini here, yeah?
Yeah, all good, mate, all good. Just bear with us on the strategy, mate. It's a long race.
Yeah, it better work. It better work. That's all I say.
Copy, all good, all good.
Because we know the right strategy was the other one.
Yeah, the sister car is boxing us.
I'm not here.
Yeah, copy that. We'll copy that. The sister car is going to box as well.
Yeah, I don't care about them. I'm here to win, not to be safe.
Copy, understood, Will.
Debris cleared, safety cars off we go, green again. It is the Porsche of Lawrence Vantor that leads, and in 6th position, having not stopped, is the number 5 Porsche. That was the car that had the tail knocked off in that early incident, so they are off strategy with their rivals, but still in the top half dozen and looking to move up ahead of the first of the Toyotas. Can't quite get there. Niklas Nielsen right behind in the 50 Ferrari, our Le Mans winners, looking down the inside, but that becomes the outside into turn 3. No way through. Down through turn 4, the 2 right-handers, 4 and 5, just straight past the Porsche. Change for second in LMGT3, the orange and black McLaren of James Cottingham back in front of Sarah Bovey. The Lamborghini driver will be frustrated. Think how long it took her to get past him for second. Nick Nielsen, 4 fresh tyres at the last stop in the Ferrari, attacking Sebastian Buemi. Toyota didn't change tyres. And the extra grip of the Ferrari doesn't make it quicker in a straight line, but should give him a chance on the inside down into turn 1. He's put his car in exactly the right place, and through he goes. Now his next target, the number 7 Toyota, with whom the 50 Ferrari is tied in the championship. Battle for 5th in LMGT3, Ahmed El-Hati's BMW, the green and black Aston Martin of Clément Mateur had a good run on him down the straight. He's going to have to go high, wide and handsome around the outside. Is there the grip? There is not. And behind, look, Ferrari, Lexus, Mustang and Lamborghini battling away here. Nick Nielsen on Mike Conway. This is for 4th place. Tied on points. Who's going to be ahead here? Nielsen should be. Conway resisting, the same as Sebastian Buemi on the racing line, but again, Nielsen on the inside. Fresher tyres means braking later and more grip in the turn. He's up the order and up to 4th place now. But the points leader, the 6 Porsche, still leads here. Alex Lynn second in the blue-nosed Cadillac. Raffaele Marcello with 4 fresher tyres. It was left sides only for the Cadillac at the last stop, so Alex Lynn will have to defend against the BMW driver for 2nd place. And if he can hold up Marcello, then that will take the sting out of those new tyres, and the Ferrari is closing fast. Change of lead in LMGT3. The United Autosport McLaren is in front. So Tom Van Rompuy staying in the Corvette, but a fresher driver and fresh tyres. Nico Costa, the Brazilian, they were on the podium in Sao Paulo. He's got the lead. And here's how it happened. Cuts to the inside of Van Rompuy as they go up the hill and sneaks through. Nice pass.
We decided to box me, swap to Nicholas and see if we could take advantage of putting our silver in. And, well, with the way things have unfolded, just seeing so many bronzes out there now that have, you know, done so much in the car that they're going to have to box again. So it's fortunate, it could work to our advantage, but obviously I've still got a stint to do, and I'll be out there with almost certainly, silvers and golds and platinums. So we'll see how that is later on the race. But for now, fingers crossed.
2nd place battle. It's going to be 3 cars soon. The dark blue nose, Alex Lynn around the outside. Raffaele Marcello in the BMW. But Lynn shows him the curbs. Not as much traction there, even with fresher tyres. Right behind, look in the mirror of the BMW. Nick Nielsen is hovering. Here comes the Alpine of Mathieu Vaxivière going by Loic Duval's Peugeot. That is the change for 9th place. Having watched his teammate, here now comes Jules Gounon in the 2nd Alpine, and he's going by Loic Duval for 10th. Both Alpines off at the first corner in lap 2, and both back up into the top 10. The Peugeots were also delayed, so these French teams are having a good race here. Andre Lotterer in the number 6 Porsche. First driver change in their rotation. Driver change as well for Cadillac. They've come in from 2nd place. And Alex Lynn back at the helm. Every second counts in these pit stops. Ooh, little delay on that left front. Is it enough for the Porsche to get back out in front? Yes, it is. The Caddy is still just behind them as they exit the pit lane. They came in 1st and 2nd. They are still nose to tail, but it's the 15 BMW that's going a little longer on fuel that is our current race leader. Race leader in LMGT3 pits, the 59 McLaren. Having a good race so far, and another driver change. Cycling through in single stints, their driving crew. 15 is in from the lead. Ooh. Can't afford any mistakes on the wheels. Oh, still struggling. This is going to cost them vital seconds, and that might be a problem. Porsche versus BMW in LMGT3, the battle for 10th. The orange and black Porsche is Maurice Schuring, but down the inside comes the first of the BMWs. That's Augusto Farfus. We ride with Valentino Rossi in 46. Ooh, this is going to be 3 wide. Rossi on the inside of Farfus, looking at the main chance here of trying to go by both of these battling cars. Can't quite make it, but he does get ahead of his more experienced teammate. Valentino Rossi with the bit between his teeth. On board with Valet. Looks underneath the duo who drift out wide. Then he stays to the right-hand side of the track. He takes the apex here, denies it to Farfus. He is trying to get both cars in one move. Sweeps around the outside. Farfus gives him racing room. Valle moves up and is latched onto the Porsche. On board with Andre Lotterer right in front, Nick Nielsen's Ferrari, second placed in the championship. Lotterer and his teammates lead the series. And for the Ferrari, it's really important to try and be in front of the Porsche. Any single point they can gain here on the number 6 car might make all the difference in the season finale in the championship battle in Bahrain. Massive scrap in LMGT3. Arnaud Robin in the Lexus with Valentino Rossi right behind him. Oh, Robin runs out wide. Through goes Rossi and the Manthey EMA car and the Manthey Pure Racing Porsche. So Robin, that one mistake under braking has cost him 3 places, and Valentino Rossi moved up 2.
Okay, the Ferrari had huge degradation before, so it will be still the case. So let's see. It will come to us later. Let's try to focus on our plan.
Somebody's sparking. That's the Cadillac Earl Bamber, the second place car. Number 6 Porsche's just gone by him. It's a right front puncture for Bamber. What a disaster. Oh, here's how it happened. Contact with Raffaele Marcello, the BMW battling for second. And it's destroyed the wheel. That's let the air out. Another setback for Cadillac. Here's the lead battle in LMGT3. Gregor Sosi in the United Autosport McLaren, but Rahel Fry gets underneath. Sosi ran a little wide, and the Lamborghini driver absolutely dived into the gap he'd left. Good work from Rahel Fry. And the Iron Dames are back in front in LMGT3 with half the race run. Here comes the Toyota Brendan Hartley. Out of sync with everybody else, Alessandro Pierguidi, the 51 Ferrari, they got clattered at the first corner. The Toyota survived all the carnage, but Hartley and his teammates are not finding the pace here that they would like. Toyota have only lost once here in Fuji, beaten by Porsche's hybrid, but it's not looking strong here. Hartley has another go down the hill. This time he's got the run on Alessandro Pierguidi. Pierguidi does not want to give this up though, trying to help his teammates who are in championship contention. The Toyota is a wild outsider. It's the number 7 car that's their better placed machine, not number 8. 50 Ferrari leading the race from the points leading number 6 Porsche. If they finished like this, Porsche's lead would be cut from 12 points to just 5 before Bahrain.
They will box in 20 laps. They will box in 20 laps. 7 laps, 6 laps before us.
Ferrari leads at the midway point of the 6 Hours of Fuji. 104 laps, 468 kilometres, 104 miles just down the front straight. In LMGT3, it's still anybody's game. United Autosport's narrowly ahead of TF Sport, but don't count out Team WRT with Valentino Rossi in the BMW. Somehow Manthey Pure Racing have managed to wrestle their way up to 4th position. That could be very good for their drivers' title hopes. Alessandro Pierguidi defending against Callum Eilert in the Hertz Team Jota Porsche. This is the battle for 7th place. Ooh, good run down the inside from Callum Eilert. Just managed to find enough traction to go underneath the Ferrari. That was really well judged. The gap was not big at all. Kevin Escher watching the lead battle. His teammate Andre Lotterer still trying to find a way by Niklas Nielsen. The tyre advantage that the Porsche has is being really eaten up by this solid defence from Nielsen. They shall not pass. Holds him off at turn 10, but Lotterer has got more grip. The Ferrari's really struggling here to put the power down. Tail squirming. Lotterer can go around the outside, can he? No, maybe not. Up the inside. But again, the big slide up the hill there from Nick Nielsen, leaving dark marks on the road. His tyres are really shot. Here comes Lotterer once more. Knows this track intimately. In fact, he only sold his apartment in nearby Gotemba a few years ago. Down the inside, and he takes the lead finally from the Ferrari. This is the battle for 3rd place now in Hypercar. Raffaele Marcello in the BMW, and all over him, Nick de Vries, the number 7 Toyota. Trying to keep their championship hopes alive, and de Vries right up the inside. There was no mistake there, was he? He tried a couple of laps ago. This time he's got it right. He is in 3rd. The Corvette of Rui Andrade, late braking dives to the inside of Daniel Mancinelli's Heart of Racing Aston Martin, moves up to third, ahead of our winning car in Austin, the blue Aston. Heart of Racing will return next year with the Aston Martin Hypercar programme. 46 BMW, this was Valentino Rossi, one of his epic passes, had a great stint in the car.
For me, it was a very good stint because at the beginning we did a big battle with the other BMW and the two Porsches, but I was a little bit faster, so I was able to go. And after, at the end, we suffer a bit the drag of the tires, but I can manage not so bad. So now we are there. We need to understand really our position, and we hope that we can fight for the podium.
Full course yellow.
Another full course yellow, and this will be to allow marshals to pick up some debris. There it is, and that's down at turn 10.
I lost the thing for the neck tube, so when we box you have to take the button.
Yeah, copy.
We go back to green flag racing here in Fuji, and Nick Nielsen immediately under pressure from Nick de Vries, who comes up the inside. That's a great pass. Caught the Ferrari driver unawares into the final corner. Now on the straight, the Ferrari is right there, though. Will pick up a bit of slipstream, sitting in the wake of the Toyota. He's got that little speed advantage creeping alongside. Running out of racetrack though very quickly at 300 kilometers an hour plus down into turn 1, and de Vries on the inside, and what's left of his tyres not enough for Nick Nielsen. Can't quite hang on. Look at the build-up of rubber on the tyre. When he runs offline, Nielsen picks up all that muck. I'm sure he can't wait to get out of the car and hand it over to a teammate with some fresher tyres. Leaders in the pits. This is the number 6 Porsche. Championship leader, leading the race at the moment and looking strong. Number 7 Toyota ahead of their title rivals, car number 50, but chasing the 6 Porsche. And everybody getting in on the action. Niklas Nielsen leading before he pits, and Brendan Hartley coming past him in the number 8 Toyota. Are Toyota cycling themselves back to the top of the pile here? Could they win at Fuji? Well, Nielsen still struggling on those old tyres and still hanging on, waiting for his pit stop allocation. Finally, Nick Nielsen in the 50 Ferrari is in to hand over to Antonio Fuoco. Are they able to gain ground on the number 6 Porsche or the number 7 Toyota? Toyota number 8 is in as well. So the Alpine leads, Cadillac up to second, number 7 Toyota cycles through to third. And there is the Cadillac of Earl Bamber. He and Alex Lynn have led this race on occasion, but they had that puncture which has dropped them down the order. They're out of kilter with everybody else's pit stop schedule, so that pops them back to the top of the pile temporarily. On board with Dries van Tor in the number 15 BMW, Michael Christensen in car number 5. That Porsche Penske 963 out of kilter with everybody else, of course, because of losing its tail in that lap 2 contact with the car that's right behind, of course, the 83 Ferrari. Leader in, the number 2 Cadillac. 140 laps in the book, nearly 2 hours still to go. And Earl Bamber is out to hand over to Alex Lynn. Replay in turn 1, battle for 5th in LMGT3. The 31 BMW of Sean Gelael, and contact with Clement Schmidt, who takes a late dive down the inside. Don't think Gelael saw him coming in the Lexus, got turned around. Into the pits, Nick de Vries. Now this is a very short stint, barely half the normal length. He is handing over to Kamui Kobayashi, so it looks like the number 7 Toyota team are trying something different on strategy with 2 hours to go. Oh, trouble on the left rear. This is most unlike Toyota. Their pit stops are normally so flawless, but that wheel gun did not want to take the wheel nut off. fresh rubber, away he goes. Battle for 5th place, Callum Island, Hertz Team Cota, and Charles Milesi in the Alpine. The Alpine finished 5th place in Cota 2 weeks ago, and they celebrated like it was a victory, and they are on top of the car again here. Both Alpine have looked very strong. Danny Kvyat in the Lamborghini, the bright green car ahead of Mikkel Jensen. Both these cars were in the top 10 in the first half of the race, but differing tyre strategies coming into play now. And they're absorbing some of that pain of using used tyres. Still a great battle, and the Lamborghini again looking a very raceable proposition here. No holding back the Alpine of Charles Milesi, attacking the 50 Ferrari of Antonio Fuoco, goes around the outside. He'll cut back underneath that LMGT3 McLaren up to 4th place. Is a podium a possibility here for Alpine? That would be something very special. Oh, the Lamborghini's in trouble.
Something broke on the gearbox. I'm in false. I'm stuck in between gears.
No way change gear.
What should I do?
If you can rejoin us, no way.
No, I can try on the electric.
Battle for 7th place in Hypercar, the black Toyota number 7, Kamui Kobayashi, alongside him Matt Campbell. Kobayashi's got the inside line though, down into turn 3, keeps his nose in front for now, but Campbell is really pressing hard here. Change for 6th place in LMGT3, Davide Rigon in the Ferrari up the inside of Michel Gatting in the Lamborghini. And this is how it happened. Gatting takes the normal racing line here in the double left-handers. He sneaks through on the inside. Oh! Matt Campbell in the Porsche. What's happened? He is off. And that is Kamui Kobayashi. From Campbell, this is him trying to go by on the inside of Kobayashi. Gets through, Kobayashi's in the mirror behind, into the left-hander at turn 3. Oh! Was there contact? Kobayashi goes off as well and smashes into the Porsche. And they are both badly damaged. Oh, that's the left rear corner of the Toyota. That is going to need major surgery. Look at that. And the whole side of the car is nearly torn off. Trouble for the Porsche. This is 91, Manthey EMA, second in the championship in LMGT3. Right rear puncture. Coming into the pits, and their teammates in 92 leading the standings and leading the race could win the title here now. Battle for 4th place in Hypercar. Ria Hirakawa in the number 8 Toyota. Antonio Fuoco in the number 50 Ferrari. And number 8 now, Toyota's only real hope of winning at home this year. And that does not look like a strong shot. But never count out the Toyota team. Look at the work going on here. It's not just the entire left rear corner, all the suspension, the wheel, the hub, the brakes. Number 5 Porsche in the garage as well. Working on the rear of that car. Not sure that's going to come back out though. Trouble 2 for James Collado in the 51 Ferrari. What's going on? He is going really slowly, but he has still got an engine.
Something with the front. Something with the front.
MGU off, MGU off, MGU off.
It's continuing to deploy even when it's off.
Replay of Valentino Rossi again in combative mode in the 46 BMW, passing Davide Rigon's Ferrari. Rigon a platinum driver. Valentino Rossi in his 3rd year of racing cars. Into the pits comes James Collado. The hybrid would not stop deploying. And I don't think that's going to be a quick fix. Not exactly urgent action from the team, is there? Change of lead in LMGT3 as we head to the final hour. Nico Costas, United Autosport McLaren ahead of Klaus Bachler. This is how it happened. With their rivals struggling, the German driver in the Porsche knows he does not have to defend. He just has to finish, and that's what he plans to do, to take the driver's title in LMGT3 for the very first time. Kamui Kobayashi out of the car. Toyota's body language suggests the number 7 is out of the race as well, as is the number 5 Porsche. And the 51 Ferrari is going no further either. Race-leading Porsche under attack from Ryo Hirakawa in the number 8 Toyota. Outbrakes himself comprehensively into turn 1. Kevin Escher keeps his nose in front. Hirakawa trying to save himself from going a lap down, out of the pits on cold tyres, and forcing the issue with the number 6 Porsche. Don't forget, those two cars clashed in Texas. Here is the charging Davide Rigon in Ferrari number 54. Now the 54 crew, the same 3 drivers, won here last year. In fact, they've won twice in Fuji in GTE Am, and Rigon is the fastest car in the class at the moment. Damage on the nose of the Cadillac, where's that come from? They make their final stop with 47 minutes to go. On board with the caddy in traffic. Oh, that's where the puncture on the Porsche came from. 78 Lexus battling. That's the car that's recorded the highest top speed at the end of the straight in LMGT3. 318 kilometers an hour for the 51 Ferrari. Wow. Down into turn 1, the race leader, Kevin Escher. Big lock-up as he got a puncture. Tyres look okay. What happened there? Well, luckily there was lots of runoff area on board. Ooh. Everything happening very fast there at nearly 320 kilometers an hour.
I slipped on the brake pedal. Some liquid on the brake pedal.
Copy that, copy. Mind easy AC. Start to be very humid here.
Battle for the lead in LMGT3. Davide Rigon in the Ferrari goes by the McLaren, and still in third place, the 92 Porsche. That's good enough for them, but the McLaren wants to win this. Ferrari haven't even had a podium this year. The 59 was on the podium in Brazil, but they would love to take their first win for McLaren in the World Endurance Championship. Final stop for the race leaders, number 6 Porsche Penske Motorsport 963. Fuel and left side tyres. Kevin Escher getting into the final half an hour of the race. Trouble for the 82. That Corvette had a starter motor issue very early in the race, lost a lot of ground, and now Sebastian Bode, within half an hour of the checkered flag, looks like he's going no further, and that might mean a safety car. Cadillac of Earl Bamber, Mick Schumacher in the 36 Alpine. This is the battle for 8th place. Alpine and the caddy go either side. Oh, no, they don't! Big off for Earl Bamber into the barriers, trying to go around the outside at the heart of racing Aston on the dirty track. And he was a passenger hard into the barriers, and the left front corner is absolutely destroyed. Now watch the caddy here. Tries to go around the outside. Schumacher goes wide, and Bamber is basically on loose gravel. Nowhere to go but the wall. That is not going to go well. He's off. Bamber in the garage. Under half an hour. This is pretty much the end of their race, isn't it? Battle for 4th. The gold car Hertz Team Jota right behind the black Toyota. Ryo Hirakawa. Toyota some way from a podium. Never mind a win here. Behind them, the battle for 2nd in LMGT3, and Klaus Bachler there has got ahead of Gregoire Saucy in the final few corners. Saucy down to 3rd, still in a podium spot, but it's the 54 Vista AF Corsa Ferrari that's running away with this race. The Ferrari team have really struggled to get this 296 up to speed this year in the World Endurance Championship. Thomas Floor did a great opening stint. Francesco Castellacci was strong in the middle, and Davide Rigon superb as ever on the anchor leg.
It's looking good. Davide is doing such an unbelievable job. So let's hope we are tires which are quite old, but he's hanging on, and let's hope we can replicate like last year.
Third place battle in LMGT3. This is Maxime Martin in the 46 BMW. Gregoire Sosi. The McLaren's got great top speed, but the BMW has the line. And Maxime Martin will not want to give this podium opportunity away. They were second in Imola, but that's their only trip to the podium this season.
Car 8, drive-through penalty for ignoring blue flags and fighting with car 6 at T15 and T16.
Drive-through penalty for Ryo Hirakawa. The blue flags were because he was being lapped by the leader. Here's the battle for third place in Hypercar. The Hertz team, Cota car number 12, Norman Nato. But this is Mick Schumacher on the inside in the Alpine. This is a chance of a podium. Would be a first for Alpine. Could be a mighty moment. Schumacher on the outside. Can't get through there. Down the hill. The team watching intently. Nico Lapierre in the foreground. And again, as they come down to turn one, more battles on hand for Hertz Team Cota. The Peugeot moves up into fifth place. 93 Peugeot. This will be their best result of the season by some margin. Mick Schumacher has not given this up, has he? Norman Nato, so experienced in world endurance racing at all levels, but up the inside, Schumacher, his first year in WEC, that's a great pass. He has the podium position with under 7 minutes to go. Norman Nato really struggling now for Hertz Team Cota. Mikkel Jensen straight up the inside, makes no mistakes. The Peugeot goes through for fourth position. Of course, for Hertz Team Cota and the number 12 car, they must finish to take the World Cup title for privateers, and that will be his focus. But nobody likes to lose a place inside the final 5 minutes, never mind 2. Davide Rigon leading in LMGT3, on course for Ferrari's first podium of the season, incredibly. And of course, the sister car took pole. Second place, the BMW car number 15. What a race this crew has had. Dries van Tor with one more lap before they post BMW's best result of the season. They are all getting ready to join their teammates Soto Alpine and the number 6 Porsche crew. Nobody counting their chickens before the checkered flag, but Kevin Esch bringing the car towards the line. They led for 4 hours here a year ago. Toyota beat them in the end, but Porsche remains the only team to beat Toyota here in Fuji, and they do it for a second time in a different category. Hypercar victory in Japan for the number 6 Porsche team, with BMW in second and Alpine in third, their first podium.
Checkered flag! Flag! We are back! We are back! What a race!
Yeah, guys. Great job, amazing job. Thank you.
Mission accomplished for car number 12, Hertz Team Cota. They are the FIA World Cup Teams champions. Congratulations from the Toyota rivals and celebrations for the number 6 Porsche crew.
Yeah, I was a bit stressed because obviously I know my brother well. I texted my dad, so I hope he stays calm. But no, I think it's very great for us. I mean, for us to win and then to have my brother next to the podium is a pretty special weekend, which we'll remember for a long time.
A first LMGT3 win in Fuji for last year's GTE AM winners Thomas Floor, Francesco Castellacci and Davide Rigon. A remarkable history this crew have got. It is their third win in Fuji. All 3 of Thomas Floor's victories have come at the Japanese circuit. Behind the Ferrari crew, second place was enough for Alex Malikin, Joel Sturm and Klaus Bachler to claim the FIA Endurance Trophy for GT3 drivers. They celebrate on the podium in second, with the AF Corsa crew the winners and the 46 BMW crew's second podium as they take third. Kevin Est, Laurens Vanthoor and Andre Lotterer move one step closer to the title. They now have a nearly unbeatable lead. Having been beaten here by Toyota last year, they must have felt that this race owed them something, and they have taken it. But for BMW and Alpine, two really resounding results as they step onto the podium as well. And Porsche has retaken the Manufacturers' Championship lead from Toyota. In the Teams Championship, an all-Porsche podium. Hertz Team Jota 1-2 ahead of Proton Competition, and the number 12 crew tie up the title. Not a bad day at the office. And that is it from Fuji. More to be decided in Bahrain, but the number 6 crew claiming victory here take a big step towards the title, and Porsche could be manufacturers' champions as well. And what about Ferrari, BMW and the rest of them in LMGT3? Lots to still be sorted out. It'll be a home race that Toyota will wish to forget, but in Bahrain they still have the chance of winning the Manufacturers' Championship, and that will be their target. The first weekend of November will see the duel in the desert, the 8 hours of Bahrain, and we will see you there.
Still hangs around the outside.